one of my easy money go-to plays is when your violent elephant bar drops right into support. I love that. That support, the best support is the 200 period moving average. That's one of my number one go-to plays. I have these number one category of plays. This is in my number one category of plays. Violence into the 200. I want us to talk today about violence. I want us to talk about violence. It is one of those scenarios. The scenario that I call violence is one of those scenarios that falls into the category of being easy money, right? So it's an easy money concept. There aren't many easy money concepts. There's a small handful, but this makes up one of that small handful. Easy money concept, violence. So let's take a look at some things here today that demonstrated this concept called violence, all right? CVX comes to mind. Now I'm going to go to a 2-minute chart here and show you exactly what I mean by violence. The first 2-minute bar of the day is what I call violence. What makes this violence? There are several things. It's literally the purity of the bar itself. This is so pure, you can't even draw this better. Part of violence is that it's just pure, straight down activity with very few wrinkles, very few pauses. It's fluid, it's straight, it's unmistakable, it's hard, it's fast, and it's boom in your face. Now, every red bar is not created equal. So as an example, you can have a red bar with a lot of hiccups that looks actually the same. It can have these hiccups in the middle, and that bar, that's how it dropped there. But if you look at the bar complete, it's one bar down. That versus this would be more violence. It's straight, it's more fluid. It has fewer hiccups. It's just unmistakable, tick by tick, down, 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 down. Now, of course, you can't judge that unless you're really looking at this in real time and it's one of the stocks in your universe, in your family of stocks to trade. I understand that. But that is one characteristic of a violent red elephant bar. Another thing is that it gets to a place beyond elephant bar plus that you can assume that it's just violent. So the near perfect red bar is elephant, then it becomes elephant plus, then it goes past elephant plus to maybe 2 elephant bars, and then beyond 2 elephant bars, you have to assume it's violent. Elephant bars can evolve all the way up the species, if you will. So let me go through this for a second. An elephant bar can become an elephant, that's elephant bar. It can become an elephant plus bar, which can become a dual elephant bar, meaning that if you cut this in half, it's 2 elephants. And anything beyond dual elephant, you must assume that it is violent. So there's elephant, elephant plus, dual elephant, or elephant squared, however you want to put it. And then there's elephant violence. Now, the way we would do this formula, the formula is EB. So elephant bar plus, or elephant, that plus can be squared, dual elephant, or it can be violent. So, but this is the stages. Elephant plus territory, dual elephant territory, violent elephant territory. All right, so that's what we're talking about. Violent elephant bar. That has to be assumed a violent. If you cut this bar in half, this is way more than 2 elephants. It's like 3 elephants, maybe even more. That's how we judge an elephant bar with violence. One of my easy money go-to plays is when your violent elephant bar drops right into support. I love that. The violent bar drops into support. That support, the best support, is the 200 period moving average. That's my number one. That's one of my number one go-to plays. I have this number one category of plays. This is in my number one category of plays. Violence into the 200. What I am hoping for is that the 200 bounces temporarily the stock up the violent bar a little bit, where I will actually, this actually becomes an additional short opportunity for me. Boom. So violence into the 200, bounce, boom. And that's your micro whale scenario. You want to try to dive into the violence, but you also want to try to catch the bounce too, to double up on the play. Now, depending upon how early I get into this, I might take profits at the 200, get back in on the bounce, and boom. If I get in late, then I'm not obviously going to take profits. There's no profits yet. I'm just going to add on the way up into the bounce. Now, you don't have to take profits because the assumption is that it's lower. Violence begets lower prices. All right. But the key thing is that I want the support to bounce the stock. I'm not afraid of a bounce. I want the bounce. You got this? Understand? You understand this? Does this make sense so far? Let me know. I want the bounce. I'm not afraid of the bounce. The bounce is going to make it a more profitable play most of the time. Now, that's the key point. A lot of traders get scared away from the 200. Well, I didn't short there because of the 200. Well, if it violently got to the 200, it's going through that 200 9 times out of every 10. You should not be afraid of support. You should not be afraid of the 200 when the stock has gotten there through violence. And I always explain this in the way of a wrecking ball, right? A building has to come down and a wrecking ball is going to bring it down. Usually the wrecking ball swings real hard at the building for the first time. That first hit does not take the building down, but it does a lot of damage. That first hit, boom, into the side of the building doesn't bring the building down, but it weakens it greatly at its foundation. And now the wrecking ball doesn't even have to swing back that far anymore. And now with a relatively easy second hit, boom, the building collapses.